James Comey and, you know, that whole
yeah, I know.
incident, the terrible incident that happened ages ago when he misidentified
Right.
someone. And now it's either Peter or him. Was it him or Peter who made the misidentification? Do you know?
It was him.
It was James Comey.
Yeah.
Why'd he do that? You know, what was he trying to make his first bust? To break into law enforcement or something?
Last night I just watched the 5 minutes because I had seen the clip that he was going to mention where he came from.
Yeah.
And but once he didn't say, the only thing he said on the interview was that's what made him go for the victims.
I see.
But actually my husband was the victim.
Absolutely. Yeah, we missed it. We were having all-you-can-eat sushi last night, so.
Oh, you didn't miss anything. That's the only part I watched. Because I knew I didn't know how far he was gonna go with that.
Yeah, they never want to discuss that and say, you know.
Oops, I made a mistake.
Yeah, he'll never admit to it.
Nope.
9 other people said it wasn't him after they saw the in the police lineup.
I know.
And that tracker, you know, that guy's a crackpot.
Well, he always was. He was at grand jury. They had to get him out of there at grand jury.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought his Indian friend, and he wanted him to go in with him. They wouldn't allow that. It was ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
He was writing a book. He was trying to make a name for himself. I mean, what man, and I don't care how long you've been tracking, what man, because a personal friend of ours who was a tracker said nobody can put their hand in a puddle and tell you what footprint it was.
Especially after the cops stomped through the swamp the night before or whenever.
Right.
They must have, you know, they said we already had him under surveillance. They must have kind of, you know, hinted to him.
Well, he was working up there. He was running a piece of equipment up there, and because the people had said he was a burly person, well, right away it was him.
Right. And the
because
cops don't even...
His brother lived he didn't live in the same area, but not far from there. So they thought, you know, it was him, whatever. It was awful.
Yeah, you know, they even said the tracker was the one that took the picture with the telephoto lens of your husband, you know, doing some construction work, and that was the picture that was initially shown to the witnesses.
Right.
You know, like...
Well, my lawyer wouldn't let those people be witnessed. He wouldn't let them do anything because they had already said that was him in those pictures, and that's what stopped Comey from being a witness.
I don't understand. Could you explain that a little further?
Well, they had went around to Comey and his brother, and he said yes. They showed him the picture. Well, he said yes, that was the person.
Right.
Well, my lawyer wouldn't let him testify
at the grand jury.
Anything, right?
Because he'd already made the identification.
He knew when the picture was shown to him, he didn't care if it was a skinny guy. He was going to say yes.
Right. And so he was disqualified from testifying before the grand jury because he had already made a previous identification.
Right.
And was the grand jury told about the other people that, you know, other than his airtight alibi, were they told that the other witnesses had retracted their identification?
I don't know if that came... I don't know that. All I know is when Bruce went for the lineup, not one person picked him, and the people in the lineup were all cops. And Bruce was number 3. They'd say number 1, number 2, whatever. Not one witness identified Bruce, and there was 2 very honest people there and said it was none of them.
Right. Maybe they didn't like him because of his labor union affiliation.
I don't have a clue.
No, I don't know. They were under a lot of pressure to come up with
Well, that was
the
whole
Ramsey
thing.
Rapist. So
I mean, they came out. They had Bruce still in Burnesville in the police car, and came out on television that night and said, "We have him. We have the Ramsey Rapist."
right. They forget everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but
Yeah, right.
they're just trying to. The press must have made a whole,
Well, it was all because those officials up there get elected,
right.
and it was coming up to be election day.
Right. So they wanted to.
They wanted their name to go. We got him.
So they're going to railroad somebody.
Mhm.
And the alibi is. He had an airtight alibi. He was with you in some bus station or something.
Yeah.
In a public place,
Yep.
It wasn't like, oh, I was home,
No.
with my wife, and, you were the only witness. That,
Nope.
it was a public place where there were impartial witnesses,
Right.
not family members.
Nope, they weren't. They were all people that. I was a bus driver. I drove a van for retarded children,
Okay.
and he used to come up there and wash my van for me so I wouldn't have to do it and wait for me, and then he would just hang around and they would, they BS.
Right.
And that's
right.
where he was.
Oh boy. I wonder whether Comey.
Why are you interested in this?
How did I get interested in it? That's a good question. I don't know. I did a piece on Comey.
Oh. You're a.
Yeah, I'm a
for the
writer.
paper.
I'm a writer.
Oh, okay. I
A.J.
didn't know
Weberman.
that.
You can look me up. I have a lot of books out. And I did an initial piece on him for some reason, and then I came across that whole the Bruce Ader story.
Yeah, well, it was in the Daily Beast, that article.
Yeah, but they never said it was him. They never said it was James Comey that made the identification in any of these articles.
Wow.
To my knowledge.
See, that's what I was waiting for him to say last night, but he didn't, so I just shut it off.
Yeah, one of them, I think, a British newspaper said it was unclear, which brother it was or something of that nature. So that's why I called you. Yeah, it was him. He was overzealous, or was he deliberately lying?
Maybe he wanted his picture in the paper.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
And looked at it as an entree into law enforcement.
Yeah.
Make his first collar.
Yep.
Something like that. You never know.
No, I don't know.
And it's a strange guy, like it's indicative of some kind of instability. It's the same way with the Hillary.
This is my personal opinion, and that's what I told the Daily Beast. My personal opinion was he wanted to run for president.
I see. Did they call you recently, or a while back, right?
Maybe 9 months ago or whatever.
I see.
As soon as he got fired, that's when I got the phone calls from tons of papers. But I just happened to talk to the one guy from the Daily Beast.
Okay, I appreciate your time, and I'll update it. I'll update my piece on that, so people will get another, piece of the puzzle to assemble to figure out where this guy is really coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better find it out.
Thanks again,
I
ma'am.
don't think he knows. You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.